We're live.
Are we live? Hey,
We're live.
happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Is anyone drinking a glass of wine? I knew I could count on you, Dave. Matt, what have you got?
I told him water. I'm the designated driver today.
Fair enough. We did a webinar last night. We did a Learn to Earn webinar, and I wasn't drinking, and I felt guilty. And now again, I don't have a glass of wine, so I have to do the Canadian holler at my husband to see if he'll be nice and open a bottle of wine for me.
Step it up.
Conrad, will you open a bottle of wine?
It wouldn't. So it wouldn't be Wine Wednesday if I didn't have a visual aid. So I'm drinking Cummins de Priorat from the Priorat, and I'm going to show you. So it's from. This is Spain.
Dave always gets out his wine maps. I love it.
And I'm here in Barcelona right now. That's where I live. And the Priorat is right here.
Oh, nice.
Just outside of Barcelona. So like this, Rioja here and Ribera del Duero, like this is where like most of the wine regions are. Most of like the Rioja, the Tempranillo that you buy. But like this, that's where the good one. That's where the good stuff comes from.
Very nice.
So. That is true. Priorat is one of my absolute favorite wine regions. The value for money. It's like you always know you're going to get something good when you shop Priorat. It's so good.
Yeah.
And also Penedès. So everybody thinks of Penedès, which is also very close to Barcelona. Everyone thinks of Penedès and they think Cava, which can be very good. But Corpinat is also one of my favorite sparkling wines. So also in Spain. And I feel like right now this would be like, this is always the Raul, where Raul would come in and be like, those are my wine. But hang on. Okay, guys, I have to get myself a glass of wine. Welcome, Rodolfo. My husband's on the phone. What is that?
Hello.
He's supposed to be opening a wine for me. God.
Rodolfo, what are you drinking?
Nothing but the finest, once again, 2024 vintage of Brookline, Massachusetts. Tap water. It has been deemed by many critics to be of impeccable provenance. It has. I've seen the lab reports from the winery, and they are very encouraging.
Nice.
Well.
Yeah, nouveau, very much. Drink fresh, young.
Tap water, right now?
What?
Are we talking about tap water?
Yes.
Disappointing. Well, so look, everybody here, I'm going to guess knows me. I'm going to guess knows Jana. Clearly, everybody here knows Rodolfo. But Matt, why don't you introduce yourself? This is the first Wine Wednesday where we've had like an official guest. So we brought on kind of one of our old friends that we've been doing some fun projects with, and maybe Matt, you can introduce yourself and maybe talk a little bit about your project.
Sure. Well, I'm honored to be one of the first guests to be on Wine Wednesday. So I'm Matt Bartlett. I work as head of Web3 at Vaneck, and I've been there for about 10 years. Was at Franklin Templeton for over 8 before that. And then I do think it's helpful just to give a quick update on who Vaneck is. It's a U.S.-based asset manager based in New York. We've been around since 1955, and the reputation there is tied mostly to gold, emerging markets, international investing, but more recently, actually back to 2017, we were the first ETF shop to file for a Bitcoin-linked ETF. And so leading up until this year, where we've launched a couple products, the Ethereum and Bitcoin products, which is, I think, have gone over really well. But we have done a lot of work in between. So we built out a team. And then my core responsibility is to sort of lead our crypto native capability. So our first official venture is SegMint.io or SegMint GmbH, which is a German entity owned by Vaneck Europe. And so that's sort of the first idea to come out of this Web3 department. So it's been a lot of fun. Just maybe quickly on SegMint, ultimately we're trying to be the intermediary between collectors of all types, regardless of Web 2, Web 3, eventually, and then the world's best collectibles, tokenized collectibles. And so that's obviously why I want to partner with the dVIN Lab team. So you have some nice collectibles, I'd say.
Yes,
We
SegMint is the leading fractionalized NFT marketplace, bringing shared ownership of NFTs and RWAs. So making it accessible for basically anybody who wants to buy a piece of something that might otherwise be too expensive, or just to be able to fractionalize something and then easily trade it in a digital way, right?
absolutely, and I've been talking to Matt about this since it was a concept for a long time, and always told him that I wanted to be the first wine sale or the first wine collectible on the project, and so last week we launched my allocation of Egon Müller 2022, the 12 bottles in an original wooden case on the platform, and sales have been brisk. You say, Matt? We've gotten some.
Yeah, I mean,
Some fractional owners.
pretty.
It's all bought up, isn't it? I tried to go in today and buy some, and all keys are accounted for. Is that right?
It may be, yeah, David.
Oh,
You might have
wow.
to go in there and list some more. Yeah, I mean, within the first few hours of announcing that, following our last spaces, one individual bought 10 keys, which is 1/5 of the outstanding keys. So that was great to see. And obviously that's the type of tokenized collectible that we want to have on SegMint. And there's no way I could get that without David and team, right? I mean, I'm not on any of these lists. So thank you.
Well,
Awesome.
that was great, and it's super fun to watch. It was fun to learn how to use the platform. It's super easy. Um, and everybody out there, I'm gonna if you're on my mailing list, I'm gonna send out a link. I'll make sure to put some more keys available, and I'll send and the keys are just like the fractions basically, and I'll send out a link to later today or tomorrow with to my mailing list. So anybody who wants to be a fractional owner of this kind of amazing, very rare case of
Super hard
wine,
to get. Super
yeah,
hard to get wine. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
Egon
yeah, yeah.
Müller, best sweet wine in the world, right,
Dave,
Rodolfo? There's
Dave,
no
how long? I think, Dave, you said you had been on the wait list for a decade.
10 years, yeah.
Yeah, and this is as rare as it gets, everyone. No need to go through all the details again, but it, it this is a
wine.
wine where you'll be lucky, Tears. You'll be lucky to find a half bottle here and there. To find the full format bottles, the 750s, uh, in a pack of 12. These are normally packaged by the winery in sixes
Yeah.
and then sealed. Uh, um, is it's a unicorn. I'll leave it there.
It is a
and,
unicorn.
and I think
And
it's worth
I'm
mentioning.
bummed not to be drinking it, but I'm super happy to put it on the platform.
Well, just so everyone knows too, right? It is possible to get this wine, even if you buy out all of the keys, what we call SegMint keys, you get to unlock the vault that contains the NFT, and you take ownership of that NFT, which is redeemable with dVIN. And so when that ideal drinking window opens up, I believe you could redeem it, and then until then, it's in a nice bonded warehouse at the right temp, and the chain of custody is intact. So
Exactly.
Indeed,
So
it's better preserved than um, I'm not even sure what the comparison would be. Maybe one of these Hollywood actors with tons of
I mean,
tons of TLC, but
yeah,
it's like Fort Knox of wine.
Bordeaux City Bond is probably the foremost storage facility, certainly in Europe and maybe in the world. So, um, but enough about SegMint launch. It was fantastic. It's great. I'm going to send out more information. But one of the things that I want to ask everyone about is another thing that we launched last week was our Jupiter LFG introduction. And I'm hoping that everybody has seen it. Everybody's gone and checked it out, read it. It's a 7-minute read, but it really lays out VinCoin, how we're launching, why we're launching, when we're launching, it lays out the problems that we're solving. It lays out the initial customer. It lays out exactly how the tokenomics are going to work. So if you're interested, you should really check it out. I'm sure we'll put a link in the chat here, but it's really worth checking out. And if you would like, it's a great place to leave a question or a comment. If you've been a dVIN member, or if you've been, come to one of our events, or kind of been following us for a while, it'd be great to kind of pop up in LFG, leave a comment or a note, letting that community know that you've been to one of our events and tasted some wine or minted a token. If you've got questions about our launch or what we're doing, that's a great place to leave a question, because thousands of people are going to see it. And any question that we can answer there will be really helpful for us as we sort of move towards token launch. And to give a couple of words about that, we are super excited to be launching at Solana Breakpoint in Singapore on September 21st. So that's 5 weeks and 4 days from today.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. So we have a lot of work to do between now and then, but we're really excited about the launch. We're excited about going to Singapore. As some of you may know, we've got 4,000 bottles of wine on a boat that's actually supposed to arrive on Friday. So, and everybody that comes to Breakpoint is going to leave with a bottle of wine with an airdrop attached to it. So we've got a full week of events leading up to the launch. So if you're coming to Singapore for Token 2049, for Breakpoint, or even for the F1, you should look us up, and
Yes.
we're going to have a great time.
Yes,
and really looking forward to the launch.
If you don't leave with champagne, if you don't leave either with a bottle of champagne, or if you don't leave and have attended one of our events, I blame you. And it's your loss.
It's your fault.
We are pouring a lot of wine. We got a lot of wine to give away. So come and find us. We should not be hard to find. I'm sure there will be a trail.
What kind of wait list? What kind of wait list gives you access to 4,000 bottles?
That's a good personal connection of mine.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's going to be good stuff. It's a rare grower champagne. And yeah, I think the winemaker's actually pretty pumped. He keeps messaging me and being like, should I be in Singapore? And I'm like, hell yeah.
Yes.
Singapore. The answer is
it's in the middle of harvest.
Yes, it's just that's the problem. He was like, but when? And I'm like, September 21st. And he's like,
no. Yeah.
Yeah. So
anyway, we are going to drown the island of Champagne or the island of Singapore in champagne. So if you can make it, you should make it. Find a way to get there. Yeah,
exactly. Find a way. Sweet. We should talk about Cellar Challenge. And actually, so halfway through, I did get my glass of wine that I requested by yelling at my husband in the background. I got my glass of wine, and I'm wondering if he tokenized it first, because we are doing a Cellar Challenge right now. It went live exactly 1 week ago, and if my husband's not farming the VIN, I don't know what else he should be doing.
What else is he farming?
What else is he farming? Right. So if anyone is not already participating in our Cellar Challenge, again, your loss. I feel like I'm giving a bit of a threatening vibe today.
Yeah, there's a little bit, which is weird for Canadians.
Am I being scary? You guys have a great opportunity to claim our event QR. So every event that we're doing leading up to the token generation event, which is happening on September 21st in Singapore, every single event we do, whether it's a virtual event or an in real life event, we are giving people the opportunity, those who join live, the opportunity to mint an event token. Okay, so we're going to put that up here. We're going to pin it so you'll be able to see it and mint it. It's a QR code. You just have to scan it. And what that's going to do is it's going to get you into the app. You'll create a profile, and then you'll enter our Cellar Challenge. This is where you can tokenize bottles of wine from home. I look threatening in that picture too, Rodolfo. I've got my...
Yeah, because your eyes are red.
Well,
the laser eyes. I like it.
Focused. So yeah, Cellar Challenge is all about tokenizing wines and earning points towards a VIN airdrop at the time of TGE. So it is literally uncork to earn. Okay, it's a pretty sweet deal. All you got to do is tokenize 4 bottles of wine and open them and share them with 4 new users, and you're going to top instantly up to 40,000 points towards an airdrop, which is super sweet. You can play 3 rounds if you're just a user. If you're a member of Club dVIN, you can play unlimited. So the sooner you get in, the more you can earn. It is literally getting paid to party. So cheers to that.
That's a lot of 4s. 4, 4, 44.
You might want to trademark
4 wines.
Yeah.
4 wines, 4 friends, 40,000 points. It was originally going to be 12 wines, 12 friends, but one of our investors said, I don't have 12 friends. I'm not Jesus. So that's when we cut it down to 4. I thought that was pretty funny.
I agree. Where's John Sarson?
So let me just show you how simple it is. So this is the wine that I'm drinking today. It's the Kemmins from Priorat, right?
I already tokenized it.
We just tokenized it earlier. You can kind of see it here. You can see like this was the wine that I had in my hand a second ago. So I'm gonna open this bottle. Click open bottle. Yes, I want to open it. Oop. Yes, I want to open it. So what's happening right now is that token is getting burned, right? The digital cork or the digital twin for that bottle is getting burned. The data, we're collecting the data that like, okay, this bottle was opened at this time in this place by this person. And now I'm getting a QR code where I can share the tasting token with the other people that I drank the bottle with. So I'm actually going to show you a little bit of how this works with friends. So if I look here, I've kind of gone into it. Like this is my list. Oops. I touched it too quick. Yeah, fat fingers. So this is like my list of drinking buddies, people that I normally share tokens with.
How many drinking buddies do you have, Dave?
I've got a bunch. So I'm actually, because you're on the call with me, I'm going to pick Jana and Rodolfo. So like you can see, I've highlighted their names.
Okay, let's see.
And I'm going to send my tasting tokens to them. So I know we're not in the same room, but like swipe to send, boom. And so now those two, again, let's say we were in the same room together, but I just sent the tokens. You two should have received your text messages.
Look, I got a text message. It says,
so now you guys have your tokens.
Hang on.
And you click on that.
David Garrett has just sent you a tasting token. You can savor it in your cellar. Hang on. Click on that. Keep going, Dave. Sorry, I'm following.
So that's how easy it is. Like it's really, really simple. You tokenize your bottle by taking a picture. You open your bottle by pressing a button. You share it with friends. And now that was just 20,000 points.
Look at that.
Like I just earned a bunch of points.
I've got a question.
Bottle, Dave.
Yeah, Matt.
Well, so for those,
I guess I'm going to share it with you.
So for those who want to take advantage of this party to earn mechanic, is this individual bottles or is it by type of wine? Like, I mean, would it like I typically drink the same wine all the time? So it's individual bottles? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. And you can do, so each individual bottle you can do.
And Rodolfo's been the gatekeeper. And it's been really funny because I was saying this on, I think the last Wine Wednesday or 2 Wednesdays ago or whatever. I was trying to trick the system. I just wanted to test what we built and like what's getting through and what's not getting through. And when we first launched it and it was still in the
beta
testing phase. And I was like tokenizing beer bottles or I was like making a stupid face in the camera. And obviously the AI would recognize that it was a beer bottle, but then it wouldn't let it through. But it's gotten a lot slicker. I gotta say. It was very, very difficult to play any tricks on you this week, Rodolfo.
Yes, yeah. It's slick. We got a great team. The tokenization's quick. If you try to pull a fast one, I thank some of you because you have been incredibly creative with your fast ones, and you have brought smiles to my face. I've had some good chuckles, I have to admit. But the fast ones won't go through, and everything else does.
Those
So
studying on the alpha period had some fun.
Yeah.
So anybody who wants in, there's a QR code in the comments or in the replies or in the Twitter feed someplace that you can scan and get on the system. And while you're doing that, like to bring it back around to the beginning, every one of the bottles that we put on the SegMint platform with Matt, like all of those Egon Müller bottles will all have digital corks, and all of those digital corks will have VIN coin attached. So Matt, do you want to talk just a little bit about like what redemption looks like? Like, let's say that I send out this email tomorrow, a bunch of our members or a bunch of our folks end up going on and buying keys.
Yep.
Like, I think I set a 10-year horizon on that, right?
Yeah.
Like it needs to be cellared for 10 years. But then what happens? How does it work?
So someone will need to purchase all of the keys. And there is a buyout and a buyback price that David has sent that's unique to this case. So I'm assuming his buyout price, which is a price per key that you pay to buy out the collection of keys, is quite high because it's you're thinking 10 years from now, what will that case be worth? But if you wanted to snag it right now, you could. The point is, once somebody owns all of the keys, you will unlock the vault, and then you own that NFT that's backed by the case of Egon Müller wine. And so then you'll work with the dVIN Labs to exchange that or redeem it for the actual case.
And then that will get shipped to you from Bordeaux City Bond, and you open the bottle. And when you open the bottle, after you take possession of it, we'll put a digital cork for each one of those individual bottles in your account, in your wallet, and you'll be able to, when you open the bottle, you'll be able to do what I just did, right? You can, you click to open the bottle, then you share the tasting token with everyone that you shared that bottle with, which is like a really cool thing for your tasting journey, and for your tasting journal. But also everyone gets rewards. So everyone that you share that bottle with is going to get some VIN coin. And I imagine the VIN coin that we attach to it today, hopefully that will appreciate in price. Not investment advice, but hopefully that will appreciate in price between now and 10 years from now.
Yeah, and I'll also add, which will come maybe sooner than that VIN coin, as you trade the keys within SegMint, we've juiced these keys specifically to earn additional XP, which will go towards a SegMint token later on as well. So anyway, you're incentivized to check it out at least.
That's awesome.
Very cool. Well, so why don't we take the last 5 minutes and open it up to questions? Do we have any questions in the or comments or notes or anything that we need to answer in the chat? If I knew how to use Twitter, I would get on and look. And by the way, I'm still calling it Twitter. I'm going to still call it Twitter.
I still call it Twitter. I mean, come on. The X, it's so short. It doesn't
work.
I need to get enough syllables out.
And each of the Egon Müller bottles comes with a digital cork.
That's cool.
Which I just pulled this off of Rarible, so
that's beautiful. Yeah.
Where you can see it. This one is for the entire lot, but then it'll as it's released, it'll break into one per bottle.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I don't see any questions. I see a couple comments, but excited that dVIN is embracing. Hang on a second. Yeah, no questions yet.
2 questions.
You have questions? Oh, I think I'm delayed.
What wallets will work with dVIN tokens? And
sorry.
App looks like Ethereum. Will it be on Solana as well? Dave, you wanna?
Yeah. So when we started developing this, it was way back in the day in 2021, when everyone was building on Solana, and we built out the whole ecosystem. We built out the whole ecosystem on Polygon.
You mean
We
when
have
everyone was
been
building on Ethereum?
whenever, yeah, when
Ethereum.
everyone was building on
Oh,
EVM. Yeah, sorry about that. In kind of January, February of this year, we did, a full study, and we looked at exactly where we thought we needed to be for token launch and for the next phase of growth for dVIN and VinCoin. And overwhelmingly, the response was Solana. From everyone we asked from every quarter. And so since February, we've been working on migration. And the migration will be done. I don't know. The devs will kill me if I give a date, but it will be done very soon. Certainly prior to the token launch, September 21st. So they've all been working diligently. It's very close. We've been doing some testing, but what you're doing right now for the seller challenge, yeah, that's all in Polygon. But everything will be migrated over to Solana in time for our token launch in September.
And there's another question you said, Rodolfo. I don't see these. I'm flying blind. Sorry.
It's if you click on the chat.
I know. I'm clicking. I can
okay.
figure out a chat. Thank you, sir.
Yes, you have an illustrious past that make. I'm always because anytime I make reference to it, I'm reminded to all of your caveats as to look, this is my background, but do not call me an influencer.
Oh my God, get out of here. I hate the word influencers.
There you go. So I think we're caught up on the questions, actually.
Okay, cool. Also, I just want to give a shout out to my really sad dead orange tree because can we talk about that for a second? It's in the background of all the content now, and it's just, I was in Bhutan harvesting grapes, okay? And while I was doing that, this guy suffered, and that is just my dedication to wine, obviously.
I don't think you have a green thumb.
No, well, not when I'm gone for 4 weeks. But anyway,
only in the vineyard. Only in the vineyard.
No one's gonna. Anyway, okay.
All right, Matt. We want to give you the last word.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you for inviting me. One thing that might be fun for people to check out is we created this sort of interactive gallery on SegMint. So if you have a Mac or PC, you can access this metaverse world. It's meant to be sort of fun and ironic, but it's a gallery experience, and you could check out dVIN Labs and some of our other partners and walk around and click on stuff, and it's just for fun, right? So if you have nothing to do and want to blow some time, that's a good one to check out.
That's awesome. That is really
very cool.
Well, thank you so much, Matt. And I just want to throw in a couple quick short one-liners in case anybody is joining and it's the first time that they're getting to know us. Guys, dVIN Labs, dVIN is the OS for the luxury wine market on chain. We're unifying the $1 trillion wine asset class through data, dPIN, and RWA tokenization, and VinCoin, what we've been talking about throughout this entire half an hour session, is the digital fuel for the dVIN protocol. All right, so you're going to be able to, earn VIN by drinking wine, get paid to party, and then spend it to buy more and access exclusive experiences. So, and we're building on Solana, we're migrating to Solana, launching the token on Solana, and we're doing that live at Breakpoint in Singapore on September 21st. So be sure to get into our wine challenge. Be sure to check out our Jupiter LFG intro. Be sure to check out everything about SegMint and that cool experience Matt was just telling us about, and follow us on all socials. Because
that, Jana, you have been practicing. That delivery was impeccable. Even I could, you weren't gasping for air. There were no ums. You.
I'm all oiled up now. I got my wine, so
Chapeau.
You better get me offline now. Exactly, Matt.
And 40,000.
40,000. Thanks, guys.
40,000. Thank you.
Matt.
Happy Wednesday. Drink something nice.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.